Hey there, and welcome back to the Simple AI Guide, where we take the complicated world of artificial intelligence and explain it in plain English. My name is Hope. Today we are discussing something that you may be curious about: how to use AI to prepare for a doctor's appointment. Now, I know what you might be thinking: doctors and artificial intelligence. Those two things don't always feel like they go together. But what we are talking about today is not replacing your doctor with a computer, not even close. What we are talking about is showing up to your appointment more organized, more confident, and more prepared. And the good news is, you can do all of this with free tools that are already available to you. So imagine that you are sitting in the waiting room. Your appointment is in 10 minutes. You're trying to remember everything you wanted to bring up: the dizziness you have been having, the knee that has been bothering you, that question about your medication you kept meaning to ask. And then the nurse calls your name, and suddenly half of what you wanted to say just disappears. The appointment is 15 minutes long. Before you know it, you're walking back out to your car wondering why you forgot to mention the most important thing. Sound familiar? It happens to almost everyone. Appointments are short, our minds are full, and most of us were never taught how to prepare for a medical visit the way we were taught other life skills. That is exactly where AI comes in. Over the past year or two, people have been showing up better prepared, not because they went to medical school, but because they spent about 10 minutes with an AI tool the night before. According to a West Health and Gallup poll published in April 2026, roughly 1 in 4 Americans have used an AI tool or chatbot for health information in the past 30 days. And of those people, nearly half said the AI made them feel more confident when talking with their doctor. A separate poll from the Kaiser Family Foundation found that 1 in 3 American adults has turned to an AI chatbot for health information in the past year. That number puts AI use right on par with social media as a source of health guidance. So, this is not a fringe thing anymore. People are doing this, and today, I want to walk you through exactly how to do it well, because there is a right way and a wrong way, and knowing the difference matters. Let's go through this step by step. Step 1 is organizing your symptoms before you go. This is the most common challenge people face. You have things you want to tell your doctor, but when you sit down with your doctor, you cannot find the words or you forget something important. AI is very good at helping you get it all organized before you walk in the door. Here is how it works. You open a free AI tool. ChatGPT, Claude, or Google Gemini all work fine for this. And you just describe what you have been experiencing. You do not need to use medical vocabulary. You do not need to sound like a doctor. You just talk or type the way you would explain it to a friend. Here's an example prompt you could use. You might type something like, "I am a 64-year-old male. For the past 3 weeks, I have had occasional dizziness when I stand up, especially in the morning. I also feel more tired than usual, and my right knee has been aching. I take lisinopril for blood pressure and a daily aspirin. Can you help me organize these symptoms into a clear summary I could bring to my doctor?" The AI takes all of those scattered thoughts and organizes them into a concise, clear summary, noting when the symptoms started, what makes them better or worse, and which ones might be worth prioritizing. Kettering Health, a major healthcare system, described it well in their patient guidance earlier this year. They explained that AI can help sort through everything on your mind and offer suggestions for what might be best to bring to your doctor's attention. That is exactly what this step does. Think of it like turning a mental jumble into a one-page briefing document. Research consistently shows that prepared patients have more productive visits, and this is especially true for older adults who may be managing multiple symptoms, several medications, or more than one chronic condition. The key thing here is to be honest and thorough when you describe your symptoms. Do not try to filter or self-edit. Just put it all out there. The AI is not going to judge you. It is going to help you organize it. Step 2 is building your question list. This helps you to use your time efficiently without forgetting something critical. The trick is to give the AI enough context so it can help you build a targeted list of questions that are specific to your situation. Instead of just typing, "What should I ask my doctor?" you want to be more specific about why you are going and what you have been dealing with. Here is an example. You might type, "I have a follow-up appointment next week about my type 2 diabetes. My last A1C was 7.8. I have been trying to eat better but have not been exercising much. What are 5 questions I should consider asking my doctor about managing my blood sugar, including questions about medication options and lifestyle changes?" What you get back is a practical, personalized list of questions, including ones you might not have thought to ask on your own. Questions about side effects, questions about alternative treatments, questions about what to expect next or when you should follow up. Harvard Health Publishing suggests you can even take notes from your last appointment, share them with the AI, and ask, how should I prepare for this follow up? Give me 3 things to focus on. The AI can help you build a real agenda for the visit. Once you have your list, print it out or save it to your phone's notes app. Bring it with you. Doctors genuinely appreciate patients who come in with organized, focused questions. It makes the conversation more productive for everyone involved. This is one of the most impactful things you can do to get more out of your medical care. Step 3 is understanding medical jargon before you go. Have you ever received a letter from your doctor's office, or an appointment summary, or a referral, and it was written in language that felt like it came from another planet? Medical terminology can be incredibly dense, and most of us were never taught how to read it. AI is very good at translating medical language into plain English, and AI is available when you need it, even in the middle of the night when your doctor's office is closed. Here is what you do. You copy a paragraph from your medical records or your test results or whatever document you're trying to understand, and you paste it into an AI tool. Then you ask, explain this in plain language for someone who is not a medical professional. What does this mean for my health? Within seconds, you will usually get a clear, accessible explanation. This can reduce your anxiety because you better understand what your doctor was trying to tell you. An example of this appeared in Scientific American in May of 2026. A 77-year-old woman in Wisconsin received medical imaging results that she did not understand. She asked an AI tool to explain them, and with that understanding in hand, she went to her follow-up appointment ready to have a real conversation with her doctor about her care. She described it as something that enabled her to better understand her health and engage more fully in shared decision-making with her physician. That is exactly the kind of outcome we are talking about. This is considered a green light use of AI in healthcare, which is a term we will come back to in just a moment. Asking AI to explain general medical concepts and terminology is safe, helpful, and completely appropriate. It is the difference between arriving at your appointment informed and arriving confused. Step 4 is making sense of your test results. Thanks to a law called the 21st Century Cures Act, most Americans now have immediate online access to their lab results, clinical notes, and test data through patient portals, things like MyChart. And while that access is generally a very good thing, it comes with a downside. You can now get a notification that your lab results are ready before you have even spoken to your doctor about them. And seeing a number flagged as high or low without any context can be petty stressful. AI can help bridge that gap. If you see a value that is flagged as outside the normal range, you can ask an AI tool to explain what that particular marker measures, what the normal range typically is, and what kinds of conditions are sometimes associated with values in that range. This is not going to replace your doctor's interpretation, and you absolutely should wait to discuss the results with your doctor. But it can help you formulate better questions, and it can reduce unnecessary anxiety while you wait. Here is a helpful way to structure that kind of prompt. Let's say your blood test shows your TSH level is 5.8 and it is flagged as slightly high. You might ask the AI, can you explain what TSH measures, what a result in this range might generally indicate, and what questions I should ask my doctor about it? Notice the structure there. You are asking the AI to explain the concept, to help you understand the result in context, and then to help you generate questions. That is the right way to use AI with medical data, as a comprehension and preparation tool, not as a diagnostic one. Keep that distinction in mind. But which AI tools work best for this? You do not need anything fancy or expensive. The free versions of the most popular AI tools are fully capable of doing everything we have talked about today. Let me walk you through a few of the best options. The first is ChatGPT, made by a company called OpenAI. This is the most widely used AI chatbot in the world right now, and it is a solid all-around choice for organizing symptoms, building a question list, and explaining medical terms. The free version handles all the tasks we covered today. The second is Claude, made by a company called Anthropic. Claude tends to be especially strong at careful, nuanced explanations, which makes it particularly useful when you need to understand something complicated, like a lab result or a treatment summary, without getting an oversimplified answer. It is very good at being accurate without being confusing. The third is Google Gemini. Gemini integrates smoothly with Android phones and Google services. So if you are already living in the Google ecosystem, using Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, Gemini may feel like the most natural fit. Those three are your go-to general purpose tools, but there are also a couple of more specialized options worth knowing about. One is called Hedy AI, spelled Hedy, and Hedy does something interesting. While the tools we just talked about help you prepare before your appointment, Hedy is designed to work during your appointment. You download the app on your phone, and Hedy listens to your appointment in real time. It translates medical jargon as your doctor speaks. It suggests follow-up questions based on the conversation that is happening right in front of you, and it produces a structured summary of the visit afterward. It works in over 30 languages. It was built specifically for patients and caregivers who want to stay fully present in the conversation without having to frantically scribble notes the whole time. Hedy is available on both iPhone and Android. The other specialized tool worth mentioning is Ada Health, ADA. Ada is a dedicated symptom checker that uses a conversational approach to help you think through your concerns before an appointment. It is particularly useful for figuring out whether your symptoms warrant urgent care, a scheduled visit, or whether you can manage things at home. Ada is free for consumers and has been adding new features throughout 2026. A practical tip: for most people, the best approach is to combine tools. Use ChatGPT or Claude the evening before your appointment to prepare your notes and questions. Then consider using Hedy during the actual visit to capture everything that is said. Now let's talk about privacy and safety, because this is really important. Before you type anything into an AI tool, you need to understand what you should and should not share. A few simple rules go a long way here. It is safe to include your age and general demographic. You could say something like, I am a 58-year-old woman. Your symptoms, how long you have had them, and what seems to make them better or worse. The medications you take, using generic names, is fine. General health conditions you have, like type 2 diabetes or high blood pressure. And the questions you want to ask your doctor. What you should not include: your full name, your social security number or insurance ID, your specific date of birth. Just use your approximate age instead. Screenshots of identifying medical documents, and anything you would be uncomfortable sharing publicly. Why does this matter? A Kaiser Family Foundation poll from March 2026 found that 77% of Americans are concerned about the privacy of their medical information when they share it with AI tools. And honestly, that concern is reasonable. Most general-purpose AI chatbots are not operating under HIPAA agreements for regular consumer use. You should treat them like a knowledgeable friend, not a secure medical record system. If you want a tool that is specifically designed with healthcare privacy in mind, Hedy AI has completed an independent security examination and HIPAA assessment, and it processes your audio locally on your device, which means the audio never leaves your phone. Now let's talk about something equally important: what AI can it do and why that boundary matters. AI is a preparation tool. It is not a diagnostic tool. Keeping that distinction clear is what protects you. A physician named Dr. Adam Rodman, a general internist and AI researcher at Harvard, developed what he calls a stoplight framework for AI health use. Green light: safe and genuinely helpful. This includes things like explaining general medical concepts, organizing your thoughts before an appointment, and generating questions to ask your doctor. Yellow light: proceed with caution. This includes asking about new symptoms. AI can sometimes be useful here, but the answers may not reflect your specific situation, and you should not take them as definitive. Red light: avoid entirely. This includes relying on AI for diagnosis, for dosage decisions, or for actual treatment plans. Those things are your doctor's job, and for very good reasons. Anthropic, the company that makes Claude, has made their own position on this very clear. AI is not designed for making clinical diagnoses. Its proper role is helping people prepare for conversations with their doctors, not replacing those conversations. Here's why this matters: an AI cannot see you. It cannot examine you. It does not know your full history, and it does not know what it does not know. The goal of everything we talked about today is to help you arrive with better questions, not with a self-diagnosis that might send you down the wrong path. One more caution worth repeating: AI can be confidently wrong. These tools can sometimes produce what is called a hallucination, meaning they state something as fact that is just wrong. They can also have outdated information. So, anytime AI gives you something medically significant, cross check it with trusted sources like the Mayo Clinic, the Cleveland Clinic, or the CDC before you take it at face value. Let me take a few minutes now to answer some questions that come up often around this topic. The first question is it safe to ask AI about my health? For general information, for organizing your symptoms, and for generating questions. Yes, it is safe. Just avoid sharing identifying personal information and never rely on AI for diagnosis or treatment decisions. Use it as a preparation and comprehension tool and then bring what you learn to your doctor. The second question is, can AI help me if I am managing a chronic condition? Absolutely. And this is one of the areas where AI tends to be most useful. If you have an ongoing condition like diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, or anything else you're managing long term, AI can help you track your symptoms over time, generate smart questions about medication adjustments, or help you understand changes in your lab values between appointments. The continuity and organization that AI can provide is valuable for people dealing with complex, ongoing health situations. The third question is, what if I do not understand something my doctor says during the appointment? The first step is always to ask your doctor directly. Do not leave without asking them to explain it again. But if you get home and you are still unclear about something they mentioned, you can look it up in any AI chatbot afterward. And tools like Hetty, which we talked about earlier, can also help translate jargon during the visit in real time. The fourth question is, do I need a paid subscription for any of this? No, you do not. The free versions of ChatGPT, Claude, and Google Gemini are fully capable of handling everything we talked about in this episode. Paid plans do offer longer context windows and some additional features, but they are not necessary for appointment prep. And the fifth question is, what is the best prompt to start with if I have never tried this before? Start simple. Open ChatGPT or Claude and type something like, I have a doctor's appointment coming up. I have been having, and then describe your symptoms. Can you help me organize this into a summary and suggest 5 questions I should ask my doctor? That is it. The AI will take it from there. Let me pull this all together for you before we wrap up. The way people prepare for medical appointments is changing. AI is not going to replace your doctor, and it should not. Your doctor's judgment, their ability to examine you, their knowledge of your full history, their clinical training, none of that can be replicated by a chatbot. But what AI can do is help you become the kind of patient who gets the most out of every appointment. You can go in with your symptoms clearly organized. You can go in with a thoughtful list of questions. You can go in having already translated the confusing medical terms in your paperwork. You can go in with a real understanding of what your lab results say, even before your doctor walks into the room. And you can do all of that for free, in about 10 minutes, the night before your visit. That is a meaningful change. For older adults managing complex health situations, for caregivers accompanying a loved one to an appointment, for anyone who has ever walked out of a doctor's office feeling like the visit went too fast and they did not cover everything. This is a very useful tool. Use it as a thinking partner. Use it as a preparation tool. And then let your doctor do what only a doctor can do. If you found this podcast useful, give us a like and follow us. Leave us your comments. If you want the full written guide, head over to ai4everyone.ai. The link will be in the show notes. And while you are there, subscribe to our free newsletter. Every week we cover one AI topic in plain English. No jargon, no hype, just practical stuff you can use. This episode was written by humans and AI. It was read by an AI voice. Thanks for listening to the Simple AI Guide. Join us for the next episode.